We hired 20 people in our marketing team over the last 6 months because we had some growth and we had some turnover. And those employees came because we're a social purpose company. They are energized by what we're doing. I think if you look at Me Too, Black Lives Matter, the underbelly that was revealed in terms of inequality through the pandemic, the climate crisis, there's myriad problems of in the world. If you're a company in this day and age and you don't take stock of those issues, then quite frankly, you're going to find yourself less profitable and more on the margins. And so being a social purpose company gives you license to really embrace some of those challenges and figure out how you can be a part of the solution.
Is the trend in that direction more and more progressive, or is there pushback just politically across it?
It depends on what country you're in.
I watch too much politics, or I did, until I kind of just detoxed from it all. But
European
American
countries
stuff,
tend to be more on this model. Even the UK is quite a leader in this space around social purpose and community benefit corporations. So companies that build right into their charter of incorporation that they're going to be responsive to the community, that their sole purpose is not the Milton Friedman school of only the shareholder is supreme, that actually the way that you generate wealth for the company is by being more mindful of who your stakeholders are. We call that stakeholder capitalism these days as opposed to shareholder capitalism. So that's a trend. In the United States, it's much more polarized. I think, every aspect of life in America, it's a broken country, if you ask me.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's at war with itself. And in the U.S., you're seeing a lot of people, the governors of states who are bringing in laws that say, we don't want, if you're managing our money, we don't want any of this ESG bullshit presented to us. We want you just to maximize profits, for example. Yes. So it's much more polarized south of the border. In Canada, it's
not
still
sneaking in a little bit, even in the western provinces. I'm just
it depends on what to be honest, depends on what province you're in. I live on the left coast. We have an NDP government.
Right.
Their priorities are things like people first, sustainable development, and so on. So we're very much aligned with the government that we currently have in power. But even in Ontario, which is run with a conservative government, you're seeing a lot of companies that are much more mindful of what their impact in the community is, the social impact, the environmental impact that they're creating, and they need to wrap their mind around it. If they want to, there's a war for talent on, and younger people in particular, they want this stuff, and they've seen their parents sort of sell their souls for the company man and get tossed aside when they're 55, and they're like, screw it, that's not what I'm interested in. I want a job with meaning, and that's where I think a lot of this work comes in.